welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the most recent regional. So last Saturday was the Lansing, Michigan regional, and it didn't really go that well. I'm Josh Curtis, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the experience I had during the tournament, and afterwards the full deck breakdown of the deck you see in front of you, which is Fiendsmith Magnets. So let's just get right into it. My round one opponent was on Malice, and I won the die roll. Didn't know he was on Malice. I looked at my hand and I saw Engraver, I saw Magnet Bonding, I saw two names. For Magnets, I was sitting there, as soon as I drew the cards, I thought I was Gucci. Standby phase, I was hit with Shifter. So I just hoped making the Conduction Warrior fusion guy, this guy, was going to be good enough. Set Magnet Bonding, and he played his first card, which was Malice, and I scooped on the spot. Like, I didn't have anything. Game 2, I went first again. I said, alright, well, he's not going to... Hopefully, I can get around this. I go first again. He goes Shifter, Chain, Fua. My hand was unplayable under Shifter. I just had to hope. He went on his turn, set up a minimal board, couldn't kill. Comes back to my turn. I do some plays. He impulses, which I'm alright with. I make Conduction Warrior Plasma Magnum out his board, and that's pretty much all I got is Conduction Warrior Plasma Magnum, though. He proceeds to try to activate stuff, but he can't because of all his stuff is Earth. He just clears my Magnum, and then I lose right there. So, it was virtually unplayable without the graveyard. I got lucky on turn 2, but it was whatever. Round 2, I played against Radiant Typhoon, or as I like to call it, Mystical Space Typhoon, or MST. It was some good games back and forth, where he won the die roll and went first. They didn't really have anything going first. They kind of bricked hard. So, on my turn, I went Fiendsmith combo, and I won the game. Game 2, they went first again, and we got into a big grind game. I then proceeded to lose that just because they had like one or two more names in rotation than I did, and I just couldn't break it. Game 3, I went first, and I had full combo, and they didn't really have a way to stop it. It looked like they opened up all engine. I made Nat Beast, and like the full board, but it was basically just Nat Beast at the end of the day. They went to their turn, they didn't have Droplet, they didn't have Imperm, and they didn't have Crown. Droplet and Crown is what I was really expecting, they didn't have it. And I went off the back of Nat Beast, so that was pretty good. Round 3 and 4 I will quickly cover, because they were virtually the same games. I went up against Branded Dracotail both rounds. It went to game 3 both rounds. All of my, other than the round 1, all of my rounds went to game 3. But I both lost, both round 3 and 4, because in game 3, I got into an engine battle with them. And the Branded and or Dracotail engine, either one you can say, does it care about all the monsters on the field being Earths that much? They have an easy out to it by just even normal summoning Fallen of Albaz and fusing the Conduction Warrior away for, Mirror Jade. So, I just got into a grind game. We had enough interaction where either one of us could only make a half board, going on our first couple turns. It went to like turn 7 and 8 in both games. Just outgrinded the Branded, and the Dracotail is a way better engine than the Magnets. Uh, Round 5, I went up against a guy on pure Mitsu. And you could sit there and you can watch him play it, and you could clearly tell he didn't know what his cards did. In both games, this was a game where it only went to 2. I misspoke last time as saying all my games went to 3. This one also went to 2. Um, and in both games, he just ended up with Mirakumo pass. Game 1, he went first. Uh, he just made Mirakumo pass. Nothing else, nothing set, nothing anything. So I thought to myself, okay, he doesn't really know what his cards do, but he has a bunch of hand traps. He didn't. In game 2, he went normal summon Saji effect. And I said, okay, cool. He grabs Ritual, and I'm like, oh wait, that means he has Mirakumo in hand, and he's going to do all this stuff. He goes Ritual to summon from hand, sending Mirakumo from deck to summon Mirakumo, pass. I didn't really care about Mirakumo. You negate my first effect, sure. Most of the time, and especially in game 2, he didn't even use the effect of Mirakumo. But yeah, it just wasn't anything. And in round 6, it was my last round before I dropped. So needless to say, I lost. I was going to try to go, it was 9 rounds, I was going to try to go like 6-3. But I just couldn't. I went up against Dark Lords. In game 1, he went first. I opened up no interactions at all. He won, just couldn't do anything. In game 2, he only opened up interactions and no non-engine, where his interactions with like stuff like Ash Blossom and Imperm, I was still able to make like full Fiendsmith combo backed up with like an IP and the level 8 new Magna Warrior, wherever Delusion. So I was able to go IP, SP, pop, a pop, an IP to an SP, and have Caesar on board. So I won that. And then in game 3 was also another back and forth. I made a slight misplay by not sending a level 4 to the graveyard. I sent Beta. I don't think it would have made a difference in the long run. Just because, like, looking at his hand after the game, it wouldn't have mattered. What would have changed is I already had Requiem and Grave. What would have changed is I would have cleared the board with Exciton Knight, and then just kind of hope and prayed that Exciton pass with another board wipe would have got there. He drew for turn. Like on his turn, he drew and activated a card. I said I scoop. I said I misplayed, and he said no. I drew for turn Imperm, so it wouldn't even matter at the end of the day. It was just a slight misplay. Overall, my experience wasn't the worst I've had. It was really good games for the most part, other than that Malice game where you just got shifted twice, but that's what you got. That's the one game that I'm kind of like upset about, is just because you drew the one of 2 games in a row. Like, come on, man. But other than that, pretty much all the losses, I had good matches. It was just my deck wasn't the greatest suited for those matches. No matter what, I just wasn't. I sat there and I kind of looked at my opponent and I was like, I hope you brick a lot of the times. If I would have to do over the event, I may have bought a different deck. But, like, my plays that I made, I wouldn't have made them any differently. More or less. Except for that one thing to make, the Exciton Knight, even though it wouldn't have changed, it was just a better play. Now let's go over the deck profile a little bit. So, as you can see from the top, I'm not going to spend a lot of time like the other deck profile I had. This one's just going to be overall like a pretty fast one. we have, let's start off right at the top there. We have Adamancipator Researcher. Uh, it's a level 2 tuner. Special summons for free from the hand, and it can special summon from the deck. It just, we should all know what it does. Obviously, 3 Ash Blossoms, we should all know what that does. We got 3 betas. It's a level 3, it's a magnet, and on summon, it will add a magnet back. On your opponent's turn, it will tag itself out for a different magnet in your deck, other than itself. The normal summon, special summon, the on summon, is a once per turn, but the tag out is not, which actually did come up a lot. Then we got 3 Conduction Warrior Linear Magnum plus minuses. This is a circular, pretty much is what he is. He's a big bungus and a circular. Dumping 2 magnets with different names to the graveyard, special summon himself as a built-in summon. You got 3 Duotarians, which just search magnet bonding. You got Epsilon, who does a very similar thing to this. On summon, he dumps a guy, and then if there is a magnet with a different name, he can special summon it back. Then we got the Omega Plus. This guy destroys a rock. He can summon himself. And then when a Earth Monster's effect activated, he can book something. We have Magnet Warrior Sigma minus and plus. Minus, he is a in-hand fusion by using himself and a rock monster. Just like polymerization, just he has to be used. On summon, he can send a level 8 Magna Warrior, which came up a little bit, but not that much. And plus is a revive. So if you send that and another magnet, if you just send it to the graveyard, it will revive a Magnet Warrior that has a different name. It also has an on-field effect where you can just destroy an Earth monster. Not destroy. You can choose an Earth monster that gets attacked. So that's kind of cool. Then we got Telusion. Telusion is just an inherent built-in summon by banishing both of these guys from the grave, or face up, or from the hand while he's in the grave. It's a win effect when they activate an effect. You can target a monster, pop it. If it's an Earth, you can take control of it. And then on your opponent's turn, he can tag out by summoning these guys that are banished. Then we got the Fiendsmiths, obviously Lori. We got the 3 Engravers, La Lacrima. I don't really have to go too far in depth with that. We all know what they kind of do. We got the Fiendsmith Tract. We got the 2 Fuwas. I didn't go with 3 because I wanted to keep a Chris 40. And even in games, like, Fuwa would not have popped up that much. We have the 3 Magnet Bondings. This is a search for any Magnet Warrior, pretty much. I can search for any of these guys for the first effect. The second effect, I can search for Telusion. Don't know why you would ever want to search for Telusion. And the third effect is a poly by shuffling things back from hand, field, grave, or banishment. So that's really good. It's quick play. Each one of those effects is a hard once per turn, but the card isn't. So you can add, and you can fuse all in the same turn. Magnetic Field is like the one card that, if anything, I would get rid of. Probably putting in another Fuwa. I like Magnetic Field just because it can be an extender. You control level 4 or lower Earth. A rock, which everything's a level 4 lower Earth rock. You can special summon a magnet back, and it bounces a guy in damage step. So it's really fun. Don't need to go over Purges or the Imperms. Fiendsmith in Paradise is another one of those cards that you might want to take out. I like it in because the magnets were just not having enough interaction. So having the Fiendsmith in Paradise was another interaction. That, 2 Engravers, the Fuwas, the Magnetic Fields, were constantly being put in the sideboard. Going over the extra deck, we got Conduction Warrior Plasma Magnum. We got 2 of those. Makes everything Earths, so that's pretty cool. And you can add a magnet spell. It says normal, quick play, or field. I don't know why they didn't just say, hey, you can add a magnet spell. Or whatever. You can also, it has another effect of, if you have a magnet in hand, a level 4 or lower, obviously. You can send a level 8 to the grave, Magna Warrior, and then summon, get an additional normal summon. So that's pretty good. We have the Flux Oceanfell. This is really good. When it's fusion summon, it will special summon a rock from hand or graveyard. Pretty good. And then it has a quick effect to target an earth and one monster your opponent controls, or one card, I believe, and bounce them back to your hand. We have Nat Beast. Shouldn't be much to say about Nat Beast. Quick effect, mill to negate and destroy a spell. That's pretty much it for the magnet stuff. Then we have the typical Fiendsmith lineup of the Requiem, Sequence, Agmonde, Exciton Knight, Necroquip, Desiree, just pretty, and then the Caesar, pretty competent. We also have the Gallant Granite, my bad, I forgot that. Gallant Granite searches you the researcher that will always special summon itself. Then we just have, kind of the generics. We have IP, SP, and we have Draco Sack, which is a really interesting and fun way to do things. If you are going for the Fiendsmith combo and you kind of have the Conduction Warrior Fusion out, you can overlay those with either the main deck monster or the Flux Oceanfeld to go into Draco Sack, to then go with your Fiendsmith combo, go Draco Sack, make IP with the 2 tokens. So it's kind of really fun and interesting to do. But the side, I went heavy on the hand traps. We have the 2 Drolls, 3 Ghost Bells, 3 Ghost Ogres. I put those in there strictly for MST to hit the trap. We have 3 Retaliating Sea, obviously against Branded. And then we have 3 Lightning Storms, 1 Harpies, just for any back row kind of deck. It did come up a little bit, but like the Lightnings and the Harpies, it came up in a couple games, but not really. Droll was not really a thing that came up, just because a lot of the decks that I went up against didn't really play into it. But yeah, that's kind of the deck breakdown. If I was to change it, I would have probably went with, probably this deck, to be honest. Dragoon Turbo deck, where it's playing a lot of the Dark Magician stuff, but the whole goal is just to make Dragoon. Something like this I may have went with, or maybe the other deck list that I normally run with, which is the Brandon Magister's Draco Tail. But yeah, other than that, I could have went with the Primite Odeon, which is this, but this is missing the Ash Blossom. I put the Ash Blossoms in the side just because of the purges. I wanted to cut down a lot of things, but other than that, I just kind of went with this, kind of went on the vibes, had a good locals week with it, thought it was going to come up, thought I was going to play against some much more yummy builds, and I was a lot more Draco Tail builds, where the deck is inherently weaker too. So yeah, the next video I have coming out, I am not sure what I want to talk about, but hopefully it'll be out by either Wednesday or Friday. So, as always, please leave a like and comment down below anything that you would want to see in the future, and peace and chicken grease.